Hey guys, my name is Justin and welcome to Hellsborough, where we care about the design behind designer luxury. And if you do too, make sure to subscribe. So for today's video, I thought it would be fun to have a bag review of the Telfar medium shopping bag in faux leather with top handle and crossbody / shoulder straps. With the, the debossed Telfar logo and, a little special pocket. What's in here? Okay, now we're good. It's definitely a staple for me. I use one of these as a work bag. So for my bag reviews, I typically like to do 5 different categories. And that's design, durability, comfort, investment value, and impact. With each of these categories, we're gonna set up a little score, and then we're gonna add it all up in the end and see how it does. So let's dig in. So for design, so I know what you're thinking. You're like, Justin, a Telfar? Really? It's literally a rectangle folded in half and sewn together. And you know what? It is a rectangle that's folded in half and sewn together. And then there's a little handle part, and then there's the crossbody / shoulder part that is not detachable. But you know what? It works. This is a bag for utility. It is so practical. There's some other Telfar bag shapes that have come out since, like the circle bag and the duffel, and those are definitely more interesting when it comes to the actual shape of the bag. But if you need a basic tote, this really does deliver. The fact that the straps don't detach, I do think part of it makes it feel stronger when you're carrying it, but B, it is a little annoying for people who don't want to use them as straps and they just want to carry it as a top handle. Along with the fact that it comes in a bajillion different colors and the material does feel very nice. This is some of the nicest faux leather, fake leather I've felt in my whole life. It actually feels quite similar to cow leather. When you look at it, it doesn't necessarily read as a plastic bag, which I think when you boil it down, that is what it is. Like I said, I use it for my work bag, so it can carry your laptop, it can carry I have a weird shaped mouse, I can just toss it in there. I put, I also carry an umbrella, wallet, sunglasses. This is one of those bags where I don't even think about it, I just put stuff in it. Which maybe doesn't make me sound like the most organized person, but also I'm not the most organized person. I don't know if you could tell that about me. Just having this in one pocket I think is enough to really keep my life in check. Anything super important, I pop it in there. Anything else goes in the big bucket, So, okay, let's break it down. It's a simple shape, but it functions extremely well. I use it every single day, and it has enough functionality that it's versatile enough for me while also being able to keep all of my all my stuff secure. So for the design, I'm gonna give it an 8. So let's talk about durability. I have a little story I like to tell. I moved to Sweden and I brought my partner along, and he also has one of these bags. He has it in silver. This bag saved his life. So we were riding those scooters here they have Tier, but I think in the US they have Lime, Bird, whatever, Uber, the whatever scooters. He's riding on one and he's maybe not the most coordinated individual. There's some construction on the street where it was an unfinished road. So we were on the finished part and then it dipped down into the unfinished, and that's where his wheel cocked and it turned his handle and he flew over the handlebars and he landed on his Telfar bag. Luckily, I feel the bag took the worst of it. He didn't have any really bad scratches on his arms or anything. I'm not going to show the inside because I don't know exactly what's in here. Also, there's a little corn charm from Bottega Veneta because he's not super duper into luxury, but he thought this was hilarious. I was like, yeah, let's get it. You can see is this it? Oh, there it is. There's the scratch, the notorious scratch from there. And there's a little bit on this side as well. But this is a fully grown adult landing on it, going however many 2 miles per hour, whatever these scooters go. That's not bad. That's really not bad. So this material is actually super durable. I think you can probably see I really badly scratched this one. I don't know if the light catches it, but I really badly scratched it. I think it was like my own keys, or I think I even walked into like a piece of sharp metal like sticking out from a wall or something, so there is that scratch. But besides that, like, I don't know. There's definitely like some people who are like,
Oh, you lose the structure after you like use it for a while.
yeah, of course, like the bottom, like it does lose a little bit of the structure, but like the shape in general stays intact. It's really hard to damage this material. Okay, fine. I'm gonna bring my work back. One moment. Hi, so it's super full. I'm going to try not to show you what's in it because it's embarrassing, because I literally stuffed it full. Is that a banana? No, I took that out. Oh, yeah, like I have a pack of nuts in here, headphones, I have a power cable in here. Like, I'm insane. I'm literally insane. But then look at that. I would even say like of course, like, there's a lot of like long things in here, but like the structure isn't really that bad. This is ridiculous. I also have it way too packed. But like, look at that. I've used this every single day for basically like the past year plus, and it still looks like this. I'm sorry. This is incredible. Like, you can see some of the scratches, but I also like, I take a bike to work, so I lay it on like the little shelf on the bike. So that's where a lot of these like scratches came from. But like, you know, if I was a normal person and I like took public transportation or even drove, for all my Americans out there, it wouldn't look like this. But that being said, it still looks really good despite how much I manhandle this bag. I throw this bag on the ground. Okay, enough of the embarrassing one. So you've seen all of my shame, but now let's get down to it. So the score, really, for durability, I have to give it a 10. Okay, so the next category is comfort, and like I said, if you're gonna ask anyone about the comfort of these bags, I am the right person, because I use one for work every single day. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm showing you guys this again. But like this bag, when I carry it, I have no... Oh god! Oh, well, there goes everything. I manhandle this bag. I throw this bag on the ground. I really have no issues with it. I think it's a combination of the straps being like so thick, and then these straps being thick as well, like wide thickness, that it keeps the bag like really comfortable. And the nice thing too is because there's two straps, if you like actually have them placed side by side instead of like stacked on top of each other, it helps distribute the weight a little bit nicer as well. But really, like, when it comes to comfort of this bag, like, there's nothing weird about it, and that's kind of the benefit. It is what it is. It's a bag that has like a top handle and a shoulder strap. You can change it up. You can carry it by top handle if your shoulder's getting tired because you have so much in here because it fits so much. Or you can wear it crossbody or on your shoulder. Because this is also like my go-to when I need like a practical bag that I know I'm not gonna like be in pain from using it for a whole day or something like that. I think for comfort, I think I have to give this a 10. Okay, so let's talk investment value. If you are familiar with my channel at all, you know that investment value is not the most important thing to me, but I do know it's important to some people, so I do like to talk about it. When we're talking about Telfar, I think the last thing that you should consider doing with the Telfar is selling it. And especially if you're just like a reseller, like the whole point of Telfar, specifically with like the way that he's revamped the buying process as well as the bag security programs that he's done, the reseller market for these kinds of bags, it's not cool. But I do understand, like, sometimes you buy a bag and you realize it's not for you, or you buy a bag, you loved it, and then you're just ready to move on, or you maybe don't like the color anymore, but you want to get a different color, or something like that, so you want to see how much money you can get back out of it. So Telfars, when they're brand new, like still like in the packaging, they go for at least MSRP plus some. So like if you buy one and you hold on to it thinking you're going to use it, and then you end up never taking out of the packaging, but then it's also like out of the return window, or it's one of the special situations where there is no return window, you can absolutely get your monies back. It's not like the best thing to do, but you can do it. The party bag, like the small, it is like the more popular one, but like this is like the more utilitarian one. I think this is, or at least it should be, like kind of everyone's go-to bag size when you're getting a Telfar for the first time. But because of that, it's not just, oh, you like it because it's a Telfar or it's a fun color. The Telfar, a fun color, and then it's also a very practical bag. So when we're talking about investment value, I mean, you can also look for yourself on Vestair. You can see like kind of the prices, but this kind of bag, I think it has to get a 9. And then our last category is impact or visual impact. So I say this every single time, so sorry if you've heard this multiple times, but for visual impact, it's how much attention does a bag give you? You know, sometimes you do want attention. Sometimes you want the score to be 10 out of 10. Sometimes you want it to be like a 1 or a 2. It all depends. For me, Telfar is such a strong community where when I was living in the US specifically, if I was wearing a Telfar and I saw another person out there wearing a Telfie, I'd be like, oh my god, I love your bag. Or if we're both wearing it, just walking past and complimenting each other and being like, you're a beautiful person. You're a beautiful person. To me, that's a beautiful community and it's outstanding. I will say, like, moving to Europe where Telfar doesn't have the same kind of impact, it doesn't have the same notoriety that it does in the US. Specifically, I live in Scandinavia. It's a very, like, minimal, like, not brand kind of area. Does that make sense? Like, people aren't about brands so much in Sweden. I think across the bridge in Copenhagen, people really love brands, but it's more like the luxury, like the premier houses. So I don't get that kind of community feeling when I wear this. I have seen someone actually wear like the mini Telfar Uggs collab. Telfar Uggs. The collab, like the mini bag, or like the small bag. I was like, oh my god, I love your bag. And then it was kind of like, oh, okay. So like, it wasn't like, you see something you recognize, you do an action that you've done before, and then you don't get like the same kind of like reaction. And I understand, like, you know, people are different in different places, and to expect the same thing like halfway across the world is unrealistic. But you know, there's definitely an aspect of me that was like, oh, I would have liked to, you know, talk to someone about it, but maybe it's also the culture. Anyways, I'm getting way too into it. When we're talking about impact, it's a tough thing because I know if I was in the States, it would get, again, I would say it gets a 10 out of 10, but here it kind of gets like a 5. So when I did the review of the Telfar small shopping bag, I gave it, I think I'm gonna give it the same score as that. 7.5. That's all the categories. So we're gonna use our magic mind to calculate all of these numbers. I already did the math. Okay, 44.5. So that makes it just shy of an A. It's like a B+. So that's pretty good. Like when I make these reviews, it's not about like, this bag is great, so you should get it. It's more of me just talking about like, what are the qualities of this bag? What do I like about it? You should consider it for yourself. And then here's kind of just a general score for me to help, you know, at least get you started in like where you think the bag belongs, if you like it or not, or if you want to buy it or not. So I really do hope it helped. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you love Telfar? Are you obsessed with it like me? Or, you know, are you kind of like interested? You have any questions? I can totally help with some of those questions. And also the buying process. Like before I left the States, I was like a super pro. I guess I'm still a pro at it, but you know, whatever. If you have any questions or whatever, put them in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. But that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know that you like this kind of content and that you too care about the design behind designer luxury. Until next time, I don't know.